Awesome. Come on out, guys. It's time for the review. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a good week. I know I am because I got to take on another IBO kit. Today we're looking at the Graze. Now this kit comes as both the Commander and the Standard type. The main designation is that the Commander type has a little fin popping out of the top of its head, whereas the Standard has a very smooth skull, kind of like I do. The Graze is the mainstay of the Gjallarhorn movements, Mobile Suit Forces. Its singular eye intimidates all who stand before it on the battlefield, albeit Martian terrain, Earth, or in the depths of space. The Graze comes equipped with kinetic weaponry, since anyone who's seen IBO knows that beam weapons are basically non-existent. So we have the standard Graze with its rifle and the tomahawk that is reminiscent of the Heat Hawk that the Zaku carries in the Universal Century timeline. The high-grade Graze is by no means a complex build. It didn't take me very long to get it all put together. One big win of this kit is that, in contrast to the other IBO kits I've built, the Graze has a very solid torso and trunk with very little looseness, which cannot be said about the Gundam Bile or the Gundam Barbatos that I have reviewed both on my channel so far. The legs also have a very nice construction. That double jointed knee allows for some deep bending, and the leg ends with a nice Alexander McQueen high heel as well. Very fashionable. The option to not have the armor completely encase the leg front to back is very nice, because you can see some of those mechanical bits on the back of the leg, which is really cool. Rounding back to the front, the head does open up, with there being a single piece in the middle that connects to the base of the neck to allow it to open and sit, revealing that Eye of Sauron-esque gazing eye to glare at all who stand before it. The tomahawk does also store on the waist, which looks very nice and also has utility for if you want to pose him without having that in his hand. And the boosters that you can see now located near the legs that were previously up on the shoulders are actually two different sets of parts and not just parts that move, which is another great detail as well. I don't know where you got this antique, but do you really think you could beat a Graze of Gjallarhorn? My entry grade voice acting aside, as you can see, the Graze poses pretty well with other IBO kits, allowing you to set up for some very dynamic displays. Even in spite of those lovely heels that the Graze is wearing, it stands pretty well. And if you can line it up with another kit and lock their weapons, we can ignore the fact the Graze actually has a very limp wrist, which is kind of frustrating as it doesn't allow for the greatest support of its weapons. Putting the ball on the other side of the court, we have a win, which is the internal structure of the leg. It's nice enough that it almost reminds me of a real grade kit, with a very solid frame that allows for the armor to very smoothly attach on top and also be removed with ease, which tempts me to display it in a sort of cross-section like this so that you can see the inner functions but also the armor. Now you'll also notice that the outstretched, unarmored leg, the ankle has a lot more posability, but rounding back, the leg to the back does not have much posability at all, and that's unfortunately due to that armor piece that fits on the ankle, which limits the mobility. And here we have one final shot with all the extras. And you can also see the yellow stickers. We've got two on the torso, one on the eye, and one along the back as well, giving us just a nice pop of color on this otherwise monotone grunt kit. Alrighty everyone, and that's all I've got for this week. If you like this video, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. I know I've got plenty more Grazes and IBO kits to cover. And as my backlog continues to only grow, I guess I'll see you guys next week.